Hello and welcome
to the Heinun Couples Podcast,
where we empower blessed couples
to deepen the love, fostering mutual pleasure, connection, and joy.
So let's dive in.
Hi, and welcome back to the Heinun Couples Podcast. Today, we're diving into a truly transformative topic: how shifting your mindset can help heal old wounds and bring new energy into your relationship. I'm excited to introduce our special guest, Lisa Freystaetter, a mindset coach who has guided many people on their journey to deeper connection and self-understanding, including myself. In this episode, we talk about why self-awareness is so powerful, how personal growth can change the dynamic in your blessing, and simple ways to bring more joy and gratitude into your everyday life. So whether you're looking to strengthen your relationship or just curious, what is this mindset coaching all about? This is the perfect place for you. So let's get started. So, hi, Lisa. It's so nice to have you here on the Heinun Couples Podcast. And we're glad to have you as a guest on having a nice conversation about mindset coaching.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. It's really a big pleasure for me to be here and be here today. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So I've been working now, or you have been working with me for about 4 sessions, and I thought it would be really nice to have you having a conversation about mindset coaching. This is something you do, I guess. Well, it would be nice to know what mindset coaching actually is. If you could maybe explain it a little bit.
So mindset coaching is just looking inside, what's happening inside of you. Like, what are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are your triggers? Because most of us don't even actually know what we feel. Like many people think that they know, but we just react automatically. Like when something happens, we react, but we don't even know why, and we cannot control it. So we just slow down everything, look inside, work on those triggers, because the triggers are unhealed wounds. And we work on those wounds. And triggers are actually a blessing in disguise, especially with the couple relationship, because now we know, and this is the area we have to work on. So mindset coaching just helps you just to see them. And when you're aware what's going on, that's the first step of healing. That's basically what it is. And also being able to share your life with somebody who doesn't judge you, it's so liberating. You know, it's just that we all should have a somebody, friend or somebody to talk to without any judgment, without any advices, just to listen and understand.
Yeah. Being listened to is really a powerful experience. There's no, as you said, no judgment, no advice. It's just like laying it out what is. And then sometimes just that is already so liberating. Yeah. And so you already said that for couples, it can be already something really great. So how can mindset coaching help blessed couples feel better and to become more connected?
So once I start healing myself, I attend my own wounds. I'm more compassionate for myself. I speak nicer to myself. I don't use this harsh language. Like myself, I used to say, oh, I'm so stupid when I made a mistake. But now I'm aware of that, because how does that make me feel? Really bad. And I can only give to my spouse what I have. So I treat my spouse how I treat myself. So paying attention how you treat yourself, what language you speak internally, and then the same way you treat your spouse. So yeah, mindset code is so powerful in so many ways, even if just one couple would be coaching, because it automatically changes the energy in the relationship. Now I'm much more patient. I don't need your validation anymore, because I validate myself. I accept myself even with my mistakes. I approve myself. So I don't need you to now approve me all the time. And it takes a lot of pressure away in the relationship, because now I just allow myself to go my way and allow you to come on your time.
Yeah, that sounds actually also very beautiful, that it, as you said, like taking away the pressure of the other person to be the person that makes me happy. But it's like, oh, now I feel I'm enough and I love myself. And then because of that, I am able to love my partner even more, or like that the switch is like, love me, get me. It's like this me culture, right? I feel in the past it was like if you talk too much about yourself, it's like you're very it's like self-centered. And now in our society it becomes more and more with this me. You have to take care of me. You have to consider how I feel. In a lot of situation where it's like, okay, this is not possible. And with this mindset coaching and healing yourself, or like starting to love yourself and accepting as you are, then you don't need to have this validation or accepting from others because you do that yourself. And I feel, of course, I want to have love and acceptance and support from my partner, but there are moments because we are different as man and woman. And maybe I don't get him, he doesn't get me, that if he doesn't accept it or he doesn't get it and maybe has a reaction towards it, I don't maybe take it personal anymore, or it's oh, okay, just see it differently, or doesn't shake me in my core anymore. Maybe it's upsetting at the moment, but we can have a conversation about it. And yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. Because now I allow you to come your own way. I trust that, hey, I work on myself. I take responsibility. That's actually humility, realizing that I'm responsible for whatever I have created and not blaming the other one or not judging the other one and taking that responsibility for me. And now I allow my spouse, trusting that life will give them experiences that they will grow. They will, because everybody get the consequences one day or another, and we don't need to worry. So now it's just a freedom. I don't need to fix my husband anymore. I tried 30 years. It didn't work. I promise it didn't work. Nobody wants to be fixed. He doesn't want me to come to solve his problems, and I don't want him to come to solve my problems.
Yes.
Now, and I don't know. Anyways, this is arrogant because I don't know what he needs. I don't know, even he's my spouse, in my case. I don't exactly know what traumas he had when he was born, when he was in the womb. All that affects who we are today. What happened in a pregnancy, what happened at the birth, and what happened in the early years. And I know a little bit, but I don't understand. So I don't know what's the best way for him to come. So I give him the freedom to come, and I become my primary caretaker. And once I become my primary caretaker, my spouse will be my secondary caretaker. I don't rely on him. If he has a bad day, I can say, okay, he's wounded. He's actually drowning. He's asking for help. And what he needs is connection and understanding. He doesn't need my fixing. Yeah.
How does sound that for you?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't have to fix you anymore.
It's liberating. Mhm. Okay, next question.
Yeah, sure.
What are the most common thoughts that stand in the way of our blessed relationships? What kind of thoughts?
So I don't know, it's a blessed relationships or all the man-woman relationships. So what one thing is that, so of course, the fixing thing, but we already talked about. And second thing is that I somehow, at least unconsciously, expect my spouse make me happy. Because maybe I have childhood wounds I didn't get from my parents what I needed. So the women want to be fathered and men want to be mothered. But that also doesn't work because nobody can feel that kind of expectations. There's too much expectations on that. And then when this doesn't happen, we get very hurt, wounded, and these unmet expectations create a lot of anger and judgment also. So that is expectations, and maybe also there is also very prevalent, I don't say that correctly in English, prevalent in that we have this limiting belief that somehow I'm not good enough. And it's actually the most common limiting belief, I am not good enough. And that also affects the relationship between the partner, because then I don't believe myself and I put myself down. Maybe I become a people pleaser because I want to avoid all the conflicts by all means, but then I don't show up as true myself. Nobody really knows me. So that's also one thing. And yeah, that's what comes to my mind now. But I'm sure there's a lot of things.
Yeah, I definitely get that with not being good enough, like also, or not deserving. Like I feel like a lot of times when we are in the matching process, also like so many times I felt like I don't deserve. He's too good.
Same.
Yeah, but you do. That's the thing. That is just a false limiting belief because you
Yeah.
do. You do. But we just don't know our own value. Unfortunately, we don't know how incredible valuable each person is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm grateful that after a time I did realize that I deserve him.
Good,
And
good.
he's exactly the right person for me as well
Yeah.
as I think I'm the right person for him. So, but yeah, that took some time and
Yeah.
growing.
So that's pretty fast. It took much longer for me.
How do you help someone see their hidden patterns that are standing in the way of their relationship?
Yeah. So we all have certain kind of patterns. When we are triggered, we all have our own patterns. Like my pattern is that I want to argue with my husband and he stonewalls and he doesn't want, I want to talk about it. But I want to talk about it. I want to resolve it. But he cuts me off and then I get even more angry. So that's a pattern. That's a pattern. And there's also the pattern, of course, what we talked about. The people pleasing is one pattern. And getting angry is one, of course, which is me. And then, so how do I work with them? I slow down. I look again. This is a trailhead. The trigger is the trailhead. To go inside. What am I truly, truly feeling? And what am I saying myself? And then go to that wound and allow my clients to grieve that wound. There is maybe really painful thing what they're grieving and allow them to grieve because the truth is that we can only heal in the presence of another person. We try to do it alone, cry in a pillow. It doesn't work. You need to agree with somebody else. It doesn't need to be, it could be anybody, trusted friend, coach, anybody, but to grieve it. And so I allow my clients to go there because you can only heal what you feel. And we have a tendency to shut them down. That, like many of us are numb. We don't feel anything because we just numb ourselves because it's so painful. And we don't remember anything from our childhood. That is also numbing because it's so painful. And so I'm trying to just very looking inside, finding the pain, healing the pain. And then I have so much more space to be loving to myself and to my spouse. And I can let those certain kind of behaviors go, those patterns go. One thing also is that men usually are the stonewallers in general. There are other ways too, but usually men, because there's so many emotions and it looks like they're calm, but inside they're boiling. They're boiling. All those emotions are, I don't know if Sebastian, you can say it's true. I don't know if you are stonewaller, but many men are like that. He's not, but many men react like that. Yeah. So that's great. But some, then like they don't know how to deal with these emotions and they just like put this calm demeanor and they are in pain and they are crying for connection. But at that moment, they can't. So we need to also allow that space and time and pray.
Like, for example, for those men, what do you think, would they need at that moment?
That time, you to respect that space they need. They need the time. So in that moment to say, hey, let's take a break, come back in an hour, tell them that you come back certain time. Just don't walk away, come back an hour and restart. Did you know that you can restart a day anytime, even in the evening? My husband, we do that often, when we have anything going on and we said, oh, let's restart, start the day new. So we can start even in the evening. We do like this, fingers together. We restart the day. Like you can only touch the finger. Yes. Yeah. That's our way. He said, let's restart. We start fresh. Let's start new. And then maybe ask for forgiveness. Yeah.
Yeah. I just actually noticed that I guess I'm more the person that is stonewalling.
Stonewalling.
Because when I have too much emotions and I am getting into state of anger or I know that I'm not regulated, that I need space. And I either, because when I talk about it, when I'm this unregulated state, then I start to blame or, like this I'm not talking in a nice way anymore. And I know I don't want to do that, so I'm taking my space. I'm taking it. But I think you also learned that I need space, right?
Yeah. In the beginning, I tried to get Daria to talk about it, but sometimes it's just a few minutes of her being by herself, and then she feels like, okay, I feel a bit more calm now, and I can now talk about it. But you need to take your time for that.
Few minutes. There are people who do days.
Wow.
Really?
I guess
Really?
it depends
Yes.
on what it is.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very wise that you respect that. You know that you need a break and you respect that. So that's beautiful.
I have
Yeah.
no choice, otherwise things are going to.
No, just joking. Can you give a few examples on how one person can change their mindsets or made a difference in their relationship?
You mean if only one person is coaching or just one
Yeah.
person is trying
Yeah.
without coaching, just on her own? That's what you're saying?
No, I guess both.
Okay.
I guess both.
Okay. So if somebody is totally on her own or his own, that their spouse is not on the board and he or she, I don't know who, but needs something. So the best thing is to find a friend. Just find a friend. Don't try to be the sole hero. Find a friend who can be there for you and listen you, because that is the number one what we need. You know, if you ever watch this series in Netflix called Blue Zone, have you seen it? So
No.
it's a really good series, and it shows that the happiest and most long living people are those who had a close community and connection with other people. And in Western families, we are just doomed to fail. We are too isolated. We are supposed to do everything alone, be extremely successful in business, whatever we do, have a beautiful home, have a great kids, and do it all by ourselves. That is not what we were designed to be. We are people with community. We need community. We need a support system. We can't do it alone. So, I mean, that Blue Zone is kind of really a cool series if you want to watch it. But anyway, always number one was the connection. So, yeah. So what one can do is to find a friend, and then what else one can do? There are actually free resources you can find, like support groups, which are really good. Like there is this group called Codependent Anonymous. It's a free group for couples, and they help couples. And there's also emotional support one, like a 7 Cup. Or you can to join some kind of support group would be really great also. So have that connection with other people. If there is no finances to hire any coach or therapy, or you don't have a friend, that's very powerful to do that. And then there's also this app I'm using recently called Healthy Mind app. It's really cool because it has the little lectures, like different topics, and then there's like a few small meditations. So it's really cool. I like it a lot. So it's a free app. You can Healthy Mind. Anybody can download it. And then what else? Of course, what one can do is just to feel better themselves is to I think that meditation is one of the best thing to do, even just 5 to 10 minute meditation in the morning, because it calms the physiological body, nervous system, the heart rate, the breathing all calms down. And then emotionally, takes your stress away, and you're more present, you're more happy. It has so many benefits you can do if you what one can do. And there's many other things.
Like with community, like it's interesting that you said there's this like support groups, because for example with Radiant, this is also for couples, but we have the wives and husbands are separate. They have like as a wife's group and husband's group, and to share with each other. I mean, of course, it's also especially for the couple, and it would be good if both of them join. But there's also, for example, a free resource on creating this community or this sister or brotherhood.
So, okay, that's great. That's what one can do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Radiant, maybe the best choice.
What other simple things can people do to get unstuck in their relationship? Like we talked about support groups, but like what can you do by yourself? Are there things?
One of my favorite things is visualization. And I really love visualization because, it's so interesting because our brain always focuses what we don't want. We have this very old historic brain which always looking for danger, 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 and always warning us for the worst case scenario, especially if your relationship, you have issues in your relationship, then the brain is just going the wrong way. But visualization is focusing what you want, not what you don't want. So visualization, you're training your brain. That's what is important for me. That's what I want. And you start creating new connections in the brain. Because our brain is so interesting that our brain does not know difference between reality. I'm sure you know that. And imagination. So when we imagine, we start creating it already. And it's like Walt Disney created this Disney bird, and everybody ridiculed him. He said, what on planet is swamp land in Florida? I live in Florida. So this swamp land in Florida, but he had a clear vision that he wanted to create this happy place for families. And he did it. He had in his mind. So person can just visualize, what do I want for my marriage? What kind of relationship I want? Like putting it details, what I want to do with my spouse. And just when you start creating it, and you believe it, now your brain knows it's very important for you. And you can see new possibilities you didn't see before. You see new opportunities you didn't see before, because our brain always focuses what's important for us. And now the brain knows this is important. Good relationship is important. So visualization, because we are co-creators, created us that way. Visualization is like creating the life the way you want. Because where Tony Robbins, I'm a big Tony Robbins follower. Tony Robbins always says that focus goes, it flows. And where you focus grows. And it's really true. Where you focus grows. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one. And then I think take a hobby that you love, take care of yourself, and keep on working on yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How, because you said like there's a lot of times that people with our kind of old brain with dangerous stuff kind of focusing on a negative, whereas like to keep away from danger. And as you said, to focus on what we don't want. And what I often see is with the opposite of that is also gratitude, right? To be grateful for what is. And so how do you see gratitude play into changing the mindset?
So this is my favorite subject, gratitude, because I'm not talking about the regular gratitude. I'm talking about gratitude as a superpower. It is our superpower, because when you can be grateful for your life right now, even if you have problems, even things are not going your way, when you can find a blessing where you are now, this is the fastest way to get what you want. And I promise it works. I have tried it. It really works. So, like Louise Hay, I don't know anybody because she's already older. It's incredible story. She was abused a little girl, and she created the Hay House. Actually, Louise Hay. She's already passed away, but I love her. She always says that when she has a problem, she says like this: life is always working for my highest good. Out of this experience, only good come out, and I am safe. And she just keeps on repeating this. And I do that now. I do that now. When I have a problem, I say that. And you know what? Life works. It's incredible. It keeps me calm, first of all. I don't freak out. And I know it's going to work out. It's incredible how these things actually are true when you start using them. Because often what happens to people and what happened to me, that I hear something, I said, great, that's a great idea. And I close my book and I forget about it. I'm not using it in my life. But if anything from this podcast, just is anybody who listens takes this one to use the gratitude as that kind of superpower, and it's going to change the life, absolutely change the life. Because if we can just believe that there's a blessing in every problem, so it just eliminates problems altogether. It's like a mind hack. Every problem is just to be grateful that I have this opportunity to learn. And I had this, and this realization came to me because there was one time I had an argument with my husband and I didn't feel good. And I usually also take a break and I went walking outside. And then this incredible gratitude came to me that you should be grateful that I have this because I actually have this issue because I'm helping my ancestors. That was the inherited pain. I just felt it very strong because we also have many of our marital issues are not ours. They come. We are born, it was in our DNA because there was some unresolved pain which is not taking resolved, and we got it now. And be in this position to be able to solve it. And I said, thank you. Thank you. And I was able to go back and redo everything like we do. So gratitude, yes, take it as a superpower. Believe that there's a blessing in every problem and there's no problem. It's the mind hack. And try to find gratitude today, whatever you have in your life right now.
Yeah, I like that. This past year has been really challenging, and I started to be really negative. And then I talked with Andrew Love about it. I shared that, yeah, I have some challenges and difficulties. And then I started to be also really negative. And he recommended a book. It's called Magic. It's the same writer that wrote The Secret. Yeah. And we started to listen. I actually have to start again. It's like an 28-day challenge where you read, or we bought the audiobook, and then starting this gratitude in the morning, writing 10 things down. What are you grateful about this day? And then evening, having a stone. And also, again, having this gratitude. We did it for a while, at least the stone, like having the stone next to our bed.
Before you go to sleep, you hold the stone in your hand and you say things that you're grateful for that happened during the day.
The most grateful thing. And so we go through a few things, like maybe 5 to 10 things. And it was actually always really nice. Like both of us having the cold stone in our hands, like kind of on top of each other, and looking, even though there are challenges, I guess because we never passed the third day, listen to the third day. I like what you said on to see all the problems, so-called, as an opportunity rather than like it's a challenge, it's difficult to complain about it, but it's like, I don't remember right now the exact words, but putting it into something positive, something to learn, and that something good will come out of that. So I'm not sure if that will come in that book, but I guess because we just haven't heard it yet, because that was for me kind of difficult to see. It's like, okay, how can I see actually something good in a challenge? And how you said it, explain it actually very good to change the perspective of the problem rather. Yeah. So.
Yeah, yeah. So it is difficult to be grateful if your marriage is going down, if your finances are going down, or if you are sick. How can you be grateful? You can ask, how can I be grateful? But if I can just construct that faith that there is a blessing in every challenge in disguise, but it might need some time to see it, but there is a blessing. And if you can believe that, if you can just construct that faith, so then life is always working for you, for your highest good, because life is working for your highest good. It is. It is. We get experiences, even they are difficult, that we can grow, or maybe we need to change something, and we just be grateful for them. And then one more thing about gratitude and I like that. I think I'm gonna get a book also, but that when you are grateful, you cannot be angry. You cannot be grateful and angry at the same time. It's either or you cannot be sad and happy at the same time. So when you're grateful, you are grateful. So you change the energy, because everything is energy. Everything is energy at the end. And that's the energy I put on my relationship. That energy, like Safe Conversations talks about the energy in between. That's the energy. What energy I put there? I put there gratitude.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So what would you tell someone who wants to make things better in their relationship and their blessing, but the partner isn't there yet? Like, okay, I mean, at the beginning, we talked about how when I work on myself and, create more self-love and self-respect, then I don't need my partner to fill that up for me because I have that already. But when I start to work on myself, but I see that my partner is kind of not there.
He's not ready to work on himself.
Or she as well. I don't want to blame always their husbands because there's some really good husbands out there.
No,
and I feel like
they
a lot
are.
of and a lot of things I've learned from you.
So it's difficult, but I think get help, get a friend again. I think get a friend, get the support, because don't do it alone. And second is that keep on just working on yourself. Do something fun that you love, like get the hobby, get to know new people. I promise you that if you work on yourself and you become more loving to your spouse, you become so attractive for them. You become super attractive and they will come 100%. They will come later. So trust that. Allow them to have their own time and space. Have that respect that, okay, they will come on their own time. It happens to everybody because everybody needs love and connection. There's nobody who would deny love. I don't know anybody. Yeah. So, but it's difficult to do alone. So I always say, don't try to do it alone. Yeah.
Yeah, having someone to share about that, like
Yeah.
having a community, having a good friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
Join the Radiant group.
Yeah. Also, I see that when we were in the matching, also then in the blessing already, the Basti received some therapy and had also a mentor. And I didn't have that at that time. And I actually got really jealous that he had so many realizations and he was growing. And I was like, I want to have that too, but I don't know where to get that from because I want to work with a woman, not with a guy.
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't know you yet, and also some other people like Kendra Stein, and so it was like, man, I want to have that too. I was really jealous on his mentorship and growing journey.
It was helpful dealing with all these new situations in the matching and early blessing stages. It's very helpful.
Yeah, that's very wise. Very wise that you got help. Yeah. It's I always say to everybody that it's like a shortcut getting help.
Yeah.
Because the long way is that you try to do it alone. But the shortcut is, why don't you take the shortcut? Get help. And, there's this coaching book where you learn coaching. And they say in this book that even if somebody would talk to a lamppost, but if he could just every day talk whatever is in his heart, that would be helpful because we need to get it out. We have tendency to put everything in, just in, until we explode or we get sick or we get something else going on because we have not been able to release that pressure. Many people get sick because of this emotion stuck inside. It's dangerous.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like really letting it out. And I feel like this is so many times also for me that also, for example, with Haino couples, that is like, okay, we're not professionals. We just want to figure out things out for our own. And I start more and more to understand it's okay not to be professional. It's like also to just have a listening ear, being curious. And if I just listen or you're just listening, Sebastian, that's enough.
That is actually biggest gift you can give anybody. Because if any of us are listened authentically, 100% listened, it's the biggest gift we can give each other, for our spouse and our children. Just to be there, 100% listening.
Okay, so how has your work on mindset, healing, and self-growth changed your own relationship with your husband?
Yes, so a lot. It has saved my marriage, basically. I grew up very insecure and without voice. I was my mother's caretaker, but at the same time was very angry. It was because there was injustice and I became angry and injustice. The injustice, what happened. And then I joined early, 16. I joined 16 the church and I was thinking that I'm very advanced. I read a lot of books. I was very advanced, but I got blessed, married, started having kids. And what happened when the kids got a little older that I got triggered and I got angry. And when I got angry, and later on, I felt so bad about myself. I felt so that I'm a really bad person. I went to apologize to them. And it was just like ongoing that I had learned a lot of things. But when I got triggered, there was nothing I can do. I just couldn't control it. And I understand now that I didn't have an access to it. But I didn't know then. And I was thinking I must be a really terrible person. And that affected my family, of course. And then I got help finally and started working and healing whatever needed to be healed and grieving and working layer by layer in the child work. I did a lot of inner child work. And of course, accepting myself, it has been helping me to be not nag so much. Allow myself to my husband to be, just give him a space, respect who he is. And also then I don't want to try to control him anymore, how he should do things. And that has helped our relationship. And even I still get triggered. I'm not saying I don't, but it's not anymore long. Very clearly, very quickly, I realized that we can come back together and reconnect. And so it's helping me a lot to be, and also it's been helping me to set boundaries that on the other hand, even I was angry, but I, at the same time was a people pleaser. So, and a doormat. And I don't want to, so now I can say that it's okay to say no. I'm not a bad person to say no. And because I was thinking if I say no, people don't like me. And so I just healthy boundaries and making requests, dividing the housework equally, because I used to do all the housework and then I was resentful, and then,
Yes.
so now, but it has been taking me so long. So if you already there, congratulations. But for me, so I'm helping my couples not to go so long way I did, but now I say, okay, you do this, I do this, and I don't touch it. I don't touch his stuff. Otherwise, because I had to protect me also. So I had to protect my heart, but that has created more respect for him then, that, okay, he's doing his part. So now I have more love and respect. So yeah, many ways it has helped me a lot. And one more thing, what has even helped me, one thing, don't do anything for obligation. Because I used to do a lot of things for obligation. Even in our church, we learned that a lot, but it doesn't help anybody. It's not helpful for anybody. So it's better not to do obligation. It's better to say, no, I can't when you can't, but and then do from your heart when you can do. And it's that's more beautiful, creates different energy, and other people feel it. Because I do something obligation, people feel it. So all this I had learned with the mindset work, with the work I've been doing over the years. So it's been a long journey and I'm a working progress. I'm still healing my relationship with my adult children, the mistakes I made. And it's a journey forgiving myself over and over and trusting that healing myself, I actually can help other people heal, because you heal the world by healing yourself. And then also finding joy in a relationship, doing something fun together. So we do that too. We watch movies together, and he loves to go beach. We live in Florida, so we go beach together. So whatever you enjoy, just do together, because that creates those moments of connection.
You said in the beginning that because I have some people in my life that I kind of see like that. You said that you joined quite early and then you have learned a lot and felt like you're advanced and you have learned so many things. But then when their trigger came, that you were still, it was not possible to get over them, or like that they're not triggering anymore. Because I have people, especially two people in my life that I saw them learning so much from like healing and kind of life coaching as well, and some other things where I felt, oh wow, they have done actually quite a lot of work also on themselves, but it felt like nothing of that has worked. Like
they're not applying it.
It did either not applying that, or I mean, I've learned a lot from these two, but also I see that they are not able to use that, especially when they're triggered.
Yeah, this is the hardest thing, because it's so powerful. It's such a deep wound, and we do anything to defend ourselves because we can experience that pain. So unless you grieve that pain, unless you really go there, and because you only heal what you can feel, so you need to go back to that pain and grieve it with somebody and pass it on, let it go. And one more thing is that it has taken me also a years, because I had learned many things, but like I said, I think it's great. That's a great knowledge, but I'm not using on my own life. So now I step by step want to start using everything what I'm coaching, that I want to be aware moment by moment how I feel, what I'm really thinking, how I'm feeling, because it's an ongoing work. It's not learning one time. It's ongoing daily work. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? What are my triggers? The triggers come layer by layer. But like I said earlier, the trigger is the open wound. That's the sign. Somebody gets triggered, is still the wound there that is not healed. So in a way, it's a sign for us. Hey, look this. There's something. It's no judgment. It's okay. You have not looked at it before, but it's okay to go with somebody there and look at it. That's what it is. Trigger is our blessing in disguise to see what we need. So yeah, it's hard because everybody's different. Everybody process is different. We never know. We never can judge because we never know what they have going through in their life. And I never can, never can even find my own spouse. I never can judge because I don't know what's really going on inside of them. But I tell you, in my own life, it is the hardest thing to put into practice, to use it in your own life. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's really easy in our relationship because we already went into the relationship with a different mindset. Like I was like, okay, I love my parents dearly, but they had a very challenging relationship. And I felt I never want to have such a relationship as they have because I feel like there was a lot of, or still is, a lot of fighting and miscommunication. And I really wanted to have a relationship where both of us we feel really respected, or that we work on each other. Not more working on each other, but I work on myself. Sebastian works on himself, and I feel like there's not so many triggers. We are blessed for 5 years now, but it's maybe not as long as 40 years or something. But still, I'm very grateful that we don't have, of course, there's certain triggers still coming up because I feel like certain triggers are coming also from childhood and also from our ancestors, as you said before. But there was another thing that I wanted out. Challenges or problems that come up over and over again. There was one topic actually in our relationship was with moving stuff around in the apartment. And I guess until to a certain moment where I was able to really talk what was triggering so much, since that it's not a problem anymore. And I actually didn't understand what the problem was. I don't remember actually. I think it was something about it's not my place or like moving here. I don't remember anymore. I think I wrote it down to have a podcast about it. But I definitely could see that if I work on a trigger or a problem that reoccurs so often, that when we have worked on it, or I have worked on it, or he has worked on his side, then it might come up again, but it isn't an issue anymore.
Yes, because you have already gone through it. So now it doesn't trigger anymore. So that's one step forward. Celebrate your victories. Remember to celebrate your victories because that's wonderful. Because we are supposed to live in joy, experience more. What is the life, what we want to create is have this joyful experiences moment by moment. That's the quality of our life, that we can enjoy the moment, be present, really fully present. Because oftentimes we are autopilot. We just go on without realizing what even is happening around us because we are so much into our problems. So yeah, if you have gone through that triggers already, that's wonderful. What I have seen is that a lot of my age couples that their kids have moved out already, and then the couple is together, and issues come that time a lot because when they have not been, they were too busy. We were too busy when the kids were small, and that happened to me too. And now we have been working on them because now we are facing it with each other. We had time. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing that we have that opportunity to heal them. I'm so grateful for that. Actually, those issues are really to be grateful for. One more thing to be grateful, because now I have opportunity to help my ancestors, and I want to take care of everything that I don't pass them on to my kids. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that too. I also was like, I want to really work on myself and also in our relationship that we don't pass it on to our children.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You are, I think, in a very, very good foundation. You're young and you had done a lot of work. You already had that amazing relationship and foundation. So your kids are happy. You're going to be happy.
Let's see about that.
With sleepless nights.
No, I can see it. I can see it.
That's the thing that I'm kind of we are scared of, like when the sleepless nights and getting it on each other's nerves, like wanting things from each other, and then not having the energy anymore to.
I think we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
Yeah. We still have a bit of time.
You're ready then when it happens. You know then what to do.
All right. Thank you so much, Lisa. That was such a nice conversation, and it was so nice having you here on a podcast and talking about mindset and gratitude and all the very good, important things that comes being blessed, being in a relationship.
Yeah, so thank you for inviting me. It was such a pleasure to be here. I was very honored that you asked me, and I had little nervousness because I have this accent. I hope everybody can understand me, can change it. I was very honored to be asked. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. I understand you very well. So I think it's, I know a lot of people from other countries who have, I really don't understand. So I think you
They have even more beautiful accents that are so distinct that we just don't understand them that well.
But they're hard.
But they're hard even more. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Very well said. Yeah. You're originally from Finland, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know I have very strong accent. I went to this, at one time I went to this, I wanted to get my accent out. I went to this guy who was training people and he said, no, you are no hope anymore. You're too old. Yeah, he did say that. I said, okay, thank you.
He said that from the first session on, or what?
Yes, he said, no hope. I said, okay, thank you.
At least he's honest.
I hope you didn't have to pay him for this opinion.
No, I didn't.
Okay, good.
I didn't, but I was not happy.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. But,
so did you try further or did you give up?
No, I should have, but I didn't. I kind of got collapsed after that.
You have a very beautiful accent, and I understand it very well, and I think you did too.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me this spotlight. I'm very honored because I know you have a lot of good speakers. So very, very honored to be here, honored to be your coach. And it's been such a pleasure and you're doing great work.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for your work that you do that.
Thank you.
You have taken your healing journey into something greater and now helping also other individuals and maybe even couples, but individually. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Lisa.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.